What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're about to talk about Squid Game Season 3, so let's get right into it.
Area of entertainment.
Guys, so we are going to be talking about Season 3 of Squid Games and give you our takes and
Reviews
and
and
how
everything.
we felt about it.
Yeah, it's like like it's just like it's very sad.
It's a sad show, but I mean, it's a show that shows that there wasn't never going to be a happy ending because this world isn't something you want to live in.
Yes.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about seasons 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to give you our review on all three of them and then our final verdict of the whole series as a whole. So let's get right into it.
Yeah.
So season 1 introduces us to the world of Squid Games where these poor people, or not poor people, but
it's basically
people down on their luck.
Yeah, basically people with debts and just like a lot of debts and stuff. Basically, they get invited to play in these games, which is
they call them the Squid Games.
Yeah, which is like off like the island, or like it's in like an island and stuff.
Yeah, so pretty much in season 1, these people they get told, hey, you want to play these children games for money, and if you don't know Squid Games, these children's games also you get eliminated. But when they were told that, they didn't tell the people that you're actually gonna be killed.
Yeah, dead.
So season 1, we find, if you never watched it,
I think
it's
you
a
should.
good watch.
I think you should, like, before you see this whole review, you should go watch it for yourself to check it out. Even if you haven't watched it yet, it's a very good watch because like the whole story about it is just like really cool. And yes, it is like in it's in Korean.
It's in Korean, but you could put English dub.
You could put an English dub. But like I've learned that like if you listen to the English one, of course it's like better if you're English. But if you listen to the Korean one and then just put subtitles, it's actually it shows different dialogue and it's like what they're actually saying like originally, which is actually pretty cool because like there's moments where that character says something that you heard in the English dub that he actually didn't say, and it actually makes more sense. But anyways, either way, like it's still the same thing.
Definitely go watch it. Season 1 is definitely an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, it's
actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a little higher. I'm gonna say it's a 9 out of 10.
I'm gonna say up there too. I was just gonna say 8 too. Like before you change it to 9, but I still give it like just an 8 because out of all the three, it is like kind of like the one that's the most like it's the good one, only because like it's just introducing us to this world,
right,
where it's showing us like what's going on, what's happening, and like what we're kind of gonna do. And also it focuses more on the games more because there's no side stories except for the
detective,
the detective character, which he's trying to find his brother, and basically we kind of figure out that his brother was a player in these games, so then the detective is kind of like trying to find that. So that's technically the only side story we get from season 1, but it kind of revolves more on the games, which is actually like kind of cool.
It's better off, and you get more games.
Yeah,
because throughout the other seasons, they don't really focus on the games as much.
Yeah,
it's more focused on the story and what happens later on. So without getting further into the season, definitely go watch season 1. It started everything off. It became the phenomenon that it's become, and everybody loved it just because of season 1. So let's talk about season 2. Season 2, it came out earlier this year.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those things where it was highly anticipated to be the top show.
Yeah.
But it kind of fell short. I mean,
this
one didn't really focus on the games. It was focusing on the main character's revenge, the person who wins season 1's Squid Game. He actually comes back for a revenge story, and it becomes like a whole different kind of thing, which me personally, I give season 2 an 8. I liked it for the simple fact is that in the beginning, the whole beginning, I'd say the first 3 episodes were top tier.
Yeah, I think that same thing. It's the same thing, like maybe like a 7 or an 8, because like it is like it's revolving around the story afterwards. Like this guy, he basically wants to revenge on the games and stuff, and like just like trying to like get back of like what he's trying to like do. And I think it takes place like a few years later though.
I don't know if it's a few. Yeah, it is a few.
It is a few years because like the main character, like he is older, and like I try not to spoil much, but yeah, he's in like a little base area, like in like this like
and he's been
yeah,
it's been a couple years because he's been trying to find a certain person in season 2 to kind of get his revenge.
Yeah, because like well, in season 2, what he does is like he starts to hire like a whole bunch of like people to try to find the guy with the suit that plays Hadouchi, which is like a game where like you throw down and then it's like red and blue and all that stuff.
It's the recruiting stage.
Yeah,
of
basically
the Squid Game.
in season 1 he was in season 1 and he recruited this guy, but yeah, he's saying like, hey, you gotta find this guy because he's the one who like, you know, is the recruiter that like has that all that stuff. So yeah, and season 1 and like our episode 1 and like season 2 is really good, and just like the episodes before that player is like, yo, I want to join the games and all this are actually awesome. Like there's a scene where he's talking to like that recruiter and there's like, it's a crazy tension scene where it's like this guy is like, yo, like I want to play a game, and then let's play a game where it's like Russian roulette. And then
but
it's
you're
like
giving too much off.
Yeah, but
we
like
don't want to spoil. We don't want to spoil season 2.
But still, though, it was. I'm just saying because it's such a good scene.
Yeah,
and like
so
it's just really good.
This video is gonna spoil season 3, so definitely go watch season 2 and season 1.
But yeah,
because this video is gonna be the review of the final season and kind of tie everything up with a final verdict and review. So,
but yeah, and then season 2 we get introduced to the games with new characters.
Yeah,
new
so
people.
We're pretty much starting a new Squid Game with new characters,
and then
and this season leaves us off on a
cliffhanger because not to spoil much, but yeah, like a lot of people died that we care about in season 2, and then it kind of goes into season 3, and then that's when like the main guy he's just out of his mind, like he's just out of it. He loses it, and then it goes into season 3, which that's where we're gonna start off right now.
So yeah. Season 3 is really season 2.5 for me because it was a shorter season.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were kind of mad about, because it's like, oh, like season 3 is not really a season. All it is just it's an extension of season 2.
They should have just called it like a part 2. Of season 2, like the way
Cobra Kai did it,
or Stranger Things did it, where they took a break and then they released the final episodes. But season 3 picks up where we left off, where right after. Let's, instead of getting into spoilers, let's get into spoilers, but let's give our final verdict for the whole series. So season 3, what did you give it?
It's like a 7 or 6.
7 or 6. So the trend now, I'm gonna say mine was a 7 as well. The trend is that season 1 was peak and it started falling off.
And then but only a little bit, because because I just feel like
the internet will if you go on the internet and see reviews on this, they're gonna say that this season was the trashiest of trash and it was bad. But if you take the whole series as a whole,
it's
and the story it builds,
good. It's a good show. Like no doubt about it. It's just I just think that like it just goes down because it's like I feel like you build so much with these certain characters, and then it's like, yo, like characters die that you care about, and it's like, oh, like you didn't expect it,
and it felt rushed. Season 3 felt rushed, like that, like they didn't have enough time where they had plenty of time. I think that the creator just kind of wanted to finish it off.
And it's like, yo, and I think it's just like in season 3, it's like, oh yeah, we gotta kill these characters off, we gotta introduce these people, we just gotta keep going with it. I'm like, I mean, at least give us time to expand it.
To kind of expand.
But but like either way, it was still a good watch. Like I was intrigued throughout the whole thing. It's just like it got intense kind of throughout the whole
quickly.
Thing. Yeah, and also there's
the pacing was very off.
Yeah, and just I really like the first few seasons with that first game, because just say season 1 had certain games, so then the winner of that first season thought that the same games were going to get played in season 2, but they weren't, so it was different games. First game. Except for of course red light green light, but all the rest were different. So but in season 3 we get introduced to this new game, which that new game the whole way how it was filmed and stuff was really cool, and the whole dynamic of it was intense, because it's I'm not trying to spoil it, but there's
But yeah, so without further ado, what would you give Squid Games as a whole? As a TV show, as a story, as a
it's like
a phenomenon.
It's like an 8 and 9, dude.
You gotta really pick good. One. You can't pick 8.
It's I would give it I'll give I'm just gonna say I'll give it an 8.
You know what? I was thinking 8 too.
Because I feel
because 8
it's
is
still
a
good.
Solid. It's a great show.
It's still good, but just the fact that a lot of my favorite characters died.
I mean, this is a show where it's not a happy ending.
It's like Game of Thrones, guys.
Yeah, it's not. You're not like you're gonna have favorite characters, but be prepared to possibly see them go. So as an AOE, as a collective, we give Squid Games an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the spoiler section.
They all die. I'm shook.
So welcome to the spoiler section, and yeah, everybody dies.
Yeah.
Everybody that we care about dies because the front man and the baby survive.
Well, yeah, spoilers. Yeah, 222. She literally has her baby in the games, and then like
the VIPs.
Yeah, and then like when she sadly dies during like the jump rope game, the VIPs and everyone was like, oh, let's make her baby a player, and then that's when it changes up the whole thing, because now like the survivors of the players are like, oh, let's kill the baby because that's an easy
meal.
Yeah, that's an easy meal, and it's like, and then what it was is that the grandma, or not the grandma, but like it's like the old lady, like
the old lady and her son that were in the games. I forgot her name, but she killed herself. She hung herself.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot her name, but yeah, like she died. That was sad, like very sad. But before that, she told 456 like, oh, like your whole thing now is that you have to protect this girl and her baby and like all that. Yeah. And then basically like it was 456's duty to like protect her and her baby. So then when 222 died, that he had to protect the baby the whole time. And then like.
And the last game, he had to play Squid Games with the baby.
Yeah, like, and it's sad, and just the fact that like the player 333, which is the father of the baby, he just turned into an asshole. Like in this season,
well, he was asshole the whole season.
Yeah, like, but still though, it's like I thought that
thought that he was gonna change.
Yeah, like it's like like there's moments where it's like, oh, like in shows and movies and stuff where it's like, oh, like the dad's a D-bag, but then like he turns good. But yeah, and it kind of showed that, but he was just faking it towards the end, because first of all, in hide and seek, he told her like, oh, like I'll find you, I'll do all this, but then he killed one of the main, he killed like the main girl.
It wasn't his fault.
But still, though,
because he didn't know that that person was who protecting the baby. And
yeah. But still, though, it's like he already killed somebody to pass him. So this guy, this dude, I forgot that was like the junkie. He just got in his head and he's like, yo, if we keep killing these people,
it's
like
two. It counts as two because somebody can't kill them.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like the money, like no, and it's like, oh, if we keep killing people, then the money will keep going up. Yeah. So he was just greedy and kept killing. He could have just been like.
But that's the whole point of this show is that it shows that.
But that's
the human nature is to be. The human nature is to think for themselves, and the whole time these guys are like, listen, if we kill one person, it counts as two, so we get double the money for each kill.
But that's what I'm saying.
And the show is so good that it shows the humanity in people and how people lose it when it comes to money and need.
But still though, it's like, yo, like this dude, like he's the dad. He could have just been like, nah, man, I'm not following you anymore.
But the whole series, he didn't really give a fuck about her.
True, but like you never know. Like, but yeah, anyways.
Like you thought that he was gonna change, but like that's why this show was so good, is that it shows what is more of a possibility of someone like this in this situation, when it's like, these people have been going through shit and all this other type of drama and friggin' hardship.
And the fact that he was gonna kill his own baby.
Right. I don't know if he was gonna kill the baby.
No, he was gonna kill it.
I think he was gonna kill 546.
No, 456. No, because remember he said, "Hey, pass me the baby," and he was gonna leave him on the other platform. And they said, they said all players have to make it to the other platform or they'll be eliminated. So he was gonna he was gonna let him die on that platform, and then it was just him and the baby, and he doesn't have to fight. So it's like bye, and then he would have just did that. Yeah. And because he doesn't care about the baby, he didn't care. So it's like he would have won. So
but it shows like his character and humanity that. Like, that 456, the whole point he went back is to get revenge on these people. And the way he did get his revenge is to show them that we are, like his last words were, we aren't horses.
Yeah, like, yo, like that. That line was hard.
What I mean? So it's like he's showing the VIPs and the front man, like, and the front man tried to test them with the knife.
Yeah, like that was a tough scene because it kind of brought us like back to the past, where it's like when the front man was the player, and then the other front man, like the old guy was like, hey, like take this knife, and he gave him the same choice for 456, but he didn't take it.
But it showed that that 456 had his humanity still.
Yeah.
He cared and he valued the life of people. So it was kind of like you can kind of see it coming because the baby's father 333 and 456 have a fight, but nobody steps on the button to start the game.
Yeah, and then that's when 333 dies. And then that's when, the button's not pressed. So then now it comes to the choice 456 and the baby are alive. And then that's when 456 presses the button. Then he kills himself. And
he sacrifices himself for the baby to prove a point that, we can be animals, but we could still have humanity.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It was a good ending, but the ending felt anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Because there was no repercussions for the VIPs or or the frontman or anybody hosting the games.
Yeah, and also there's like this weird thing where it was like the VIPs like dress up as like the guards, and then they start killing the players.
Right, they gave them an option.
And then it was like, oh, we're in the game stuff. Like that was like, it was kind of funny because it was like, it was just funny because it was like,
like the old man in the first season, he was like, it's more fun to play the games than to watch them. So that's how our character 456, I think his I forgot his name. Yeah. I'm gonna butcher it, so I don't want to say it.
Yeah, like
so 456, we followed him from season 1. He was the winner of season 1, and he did come back with all his money and try to get his revenge to stop the games from happening again. Yeah. So in reality, he did get it to stop.
Yeah.
Because at the end they blew up the island because the Coast Guard was coming and they were gonna get found.
Yeah.
But we find out that there's a new game getting started in the U.S. because the front man brings 456's money to his daughter in the U.S. So we do got that coming. I think Netflix did announce a season
4
of Squid Games for the U.S.
Yeah, which is gonna be like, it's like you already hear like people online saying they're gonna play Duck Duck the Goose.
Yeah, they're gonna play
some weird
US
stuff.
games.
Yeah,
which are different. Probably like
American football.
You never know.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's Squid Games. I mean, it's the end of the show. It's the end of the show as we know it. The new series is gonna be the U.S. version, which we'll see how that comes out. I mean, but
and also in season 3, like there's a lot more like side mission or like a lot more side story to it with like the detective, because before 456 joined the games, him and the detective met up, and also this other guy, and then they planted a tracker, but then they found the tracker. But basically,
because the captain was the inside guy.
Yeah, basically, long story short is like there's side stories outside the games, which are actually pretty interesting because like the captain that they're friends with is a part of them, so then they have to figure out like, oh, where's the island, and then the captain's lying, and then it was the whole thing. But that kind of was cool.
It was a good thing, but like you said earlier, with all these side characters and all this side stuff, it took away from the main point of the show
actual like
and the games. So it's like that's why season 1 was so good, is that it focused mainly on 456 and how he won the game. Oh, and then everything else is like
Also on top of that, we kind of see like the guard, like basically like
the guard story.
We kind of see that there's this girl that she was like a soldier, and her kid died, so then she joins the games as a guard, and she kills people and stuff, and then she has like a connection with a player because that player has like a sick daughter and stuff. Like I'm saying, like it's just another side story that's like, oh, like now that player, she escapes with him, but then she stays on the island, then she kills the head the head guard, the head manager, which is that, and then it's just like a whole nother side story.
It was too much. It was too much. They should have just kept it with 456 and the detective with his brother, which to spoil it, the detective's brother was the front man, and he was a previous player.
That was back from season 1 when
you find that out.
You'll see that, and that's why the detective wants to help 456, because it's like, oh, like if you want to stop the games, I'm trying to like stop my brother.
But he doesn't tell him that.
But like
if he would have told him that,
like
because in season 3 or season 2, the front man joins the game.
As player 1, and then like and 456 and him become friends, and then they're like, yo, like what? And then like of course towards the end of season 2, he kind of betrays them, and then he's like, oh, like I'm dead. and then he becomes the front man again and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then of course in season 3 he reveals himself 2, 4, 5, 6 with like the whole knife thing where it's like, oh, like take this knife, and he shows. But yeah, that was just like that's just a whole bunch of stuff.
I expected a little more from that. Like that interaction was kind of quick.
Yeah, I thought like he was gonna like freak out. I was like you like I thought like 4, 5, 6 was gonna like I thought they were gonna fight in there.
Yeah, they should. I mean, he did take out the knife and was like, that ain't gonna.
But I thought like it was gonna be like, oh shit, like it's like, oh, you killed my friend. This is your fault.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah, and like on top of that, like that guy that was like the Marine.
Oh, he was a fake Marine.
Yeah, like I remember like I was talking about that, and I was like, he probably had OCD. He probably like was scared because like he was
PTSD
or like PTSD where it's like he was like, oh, like he was in the war and maybe his boys died, so that's why he didn't want to bring the mags. But then it turns out that he was a fake Marine, a fake tattoo. And he was just scared. He was just like, and he said like, oh, like you just got to do what you got to do to survive.
I remember seeing him in season 2 and I was like, you know what? I don't think he was.
Yeah.
Like I remember saying to myself, I was like, he lying. He got to be lying because he was saying things that just didn't add up. And it wasn't making any sense. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's season 3. Yeah. That's Squid Games. I mean.
And just to say, like, our, like, whole thing of talking, like, will not replace the actual show. Go watch it.
Yes, definitely go watch it. Go watch it. It's nice that you can watch season 1 to 3 in one shot.
Yeah.
Because waiting a long time to watch these shows is, like, you kind of miss certain things, and then you have to go back and rewatch it. And it takes away from, like, the story when you miss some stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was our review for Squid Games. What did you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Let us know your opinion. Did you like the show? Did you like the season? Did season 3 was it trash? It was mid? Let us know. Drop a comment below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to AOE. And we're out. Peace.